This explains all the demonic activity.
Oh, you like Chongyun as well? Yeah, me too. My favorite part about him? Don't talk about his hot auntie, don't talk about his hot auntie, don't talk about his hot auntie. Welcome back, bullies. Today we're spending over 5,000 resin to level up Shenhe so that she can finally become the ultimate cryo buffing unit. I'll be ascending her, leveling her up, her talents, her weapon, and her artifacts. But before we jump into that, real quick, I stream at least 3 times a week currently on Twitch, so make sure to follow it in case you want to catch me live. And at this point, the next sponsor is single-handedly carrying the In Vain channel. This video is sponsored by, you already know, Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm with over 800 lawyers in 49 states. Injured and don't know where to start? With Morgan & Morgan, it's so easy. You can submit your case details, sign contracts, upload documents, and medical records all from your cell phone. With Morgan & Morgan, you can submit a claim without ever having to leave the couch. And you can even text your attorney and legal team throughout the duration of your case. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit a claim to Morgan & Morgan. So if you're ever injured in an accident, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. You can submit a claim in 8 clicks or less without leaving the couch. And for more information, go to forthepeople.com or dial #law, that's #529 from your cell phone. Thank you again to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video and directly supporting the content on this channel. Welcome back, bullies. So it's finally time for us to level up our Shenhe. I've been waiting forever since she came out to finally pull for her. And, well, we waited, I think, like a year plus, but she's finally back. We're not going to talk about how much it cost me or how my pulls went. The live stream is up on the channel right now if you want to check that out. Let's just say mine did not go that great, but everyone else I pulled for in the stream, W's only. Alright, so my Shenhe is currently level 2, has the stunning polearm attached with her, no artifacts, C0, and all her talents are 111. So I've already pre-farmed all her boss materials off screen. For some reason she uses the weird dorsal fin thing from the vishaps, but like only 2 or 3 characters use that, so it's a bit weird. But that's all farmed up now. We've got local specialties ready to go, so everything should be ready. I still haven't really decided what weapon I'm gonna go for. I also have a lot of artifacts that I've accumulated over the 1.5 years of waiting, or however long it's been, but I still haven't really decided what set I might run with. All I know currently is you want a crap ton of attack on her and just enough ER that you can proc your burst, so I guess that's what we're going to be going for a bit later. So maybe we'll start off just having a look at leveling her up.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
So in this video, I still haven't really decided what exactly I'm going to be using her for, whether I want her as like a cryo buffer just for Ayaka, or whether I want to try out some other cryo units as well. Let's go get a little bit more XP.
Shine down.
All right, let's have a look at her animations. Okay. Okay, so her E
My will embodied.
has a hold and a tap. Interesting. What about the burst?
Do your master's bidding.
Okay, what the hell? Wait, the talismans kind of remind me of Chi-Chi a lot. There we go, level 20. Okay, so luckily we only need the Liu specialties, so I've been stacking these for a hot minute, so don't actually need to farm anything.
The power I harness, it grows stronger.
She's absolutely jacked. Okay, pog. Okay, time to go get more XP. But while we're doing that, I remember when she originally came out, they forced a story quest and an event tied together where you have to troll her. And I remember at the time, I don't think I'll be pulling for her. She seems like a cryo only support and not really interested in that. And then I played her, and then I had her as a trial unit. I was like, look at her design, it's absolutely insane. But I was broke.
Poor.
So we didn't end up going for her.
Take it easy.
I decided to switch it up. We gotta farm the local populace, okay? She's from the year. We gotta farm the Liu mobs.
Illusion shattered.
Let's go level up Shenhe. Okay, eat some yummy dorsal fins.
If my master were to learn about this, she'd probably have me add some more red ropes.
What does that mean? Oh, her story. Right. It's meant to suppress her emotions or something. Okay, it's time. We were doing 20 damage before.
Unleash.
We're doing 3,000 now? No.
Divine.
Oh wait, no, that's my EM build. Raiden doing that damage.
Quietly now.
Okay, let's keep going. Honestly, more than anything, I know that Shenhe is pretty much designed to be an Ayaka support. Ganyu, she's okay. Kaya, Chongyun, Rosaria, even Eula to some extent is okay. But to be honest, I just really want to try out this Rosaria build. So now I think we just stand here. Where's my damage? I saw it one time about reverse melt Rosaria using Shenhe. The problem I'm finding now is I can't keep people still in one spot. They keep jumping around. And honestly, the damage looks pretty cracked. So we're doing 40,000. Okay, it's kind of dying, but I'm not sure who's doing the damage right now. So hopefully today we can try it out. Do not play this comp like this. Something I'm doing is wrong. I haven't figured it out what it is, but something is wrong here. So we did some testing with reverse melt Rosaria. It was not as good as I thought it was. Level 60, we're speedrunning this. Some more dorsal fins.
I haven't been training as single-mindedly lately. And yet it's as if I'm growing stronger and stronger without making a conscious effort. Oh. I'm left to assume the only way for me to achieve this is by your side.
Is eating the corpses of lizard people? Maybe don't tell anyone about that. It might get me in trouble. Okay, level 80. I wonder how much attack she ends up with, because I have seen some pretty big attack numbers when you use like Hu Tao plus Bennett, or like Ito converting defense into attack with a Bennett. But she scales attack, everything about her should be attack. I'm just curious. Okay, and the final ascension, let's go.
I once believed that freeing my mind from all agitation was the only way to overcome. But after everything I've experienced recently, I finally understand. Only when the right things weigh on your mind can the desire to protect awaken inside of you. And that turns your power into something meaningful. Okay,
I understood maybe 1% of that, but I'm gonna nod my head. It's so true. It's so true, bestie. Here we go. It's customary to level them up to 81. Leveling them all the way to 90 is actually insanely expensive, and you get like 2 to 3% more damage, depending on whether they scale with HP or EM. That's the only time I would really do it. So yeah, that's pretty much why. All right, time for the weapon. The two things that matter are your attack, right? And your energy recharge. If you don't have enough energy recharge, you're in a bit of trouble because you can never burst. I know she still buffs with her E, but having the burst is a big chunk of the damage increase. Also, you're kind of screwed if you use a 4-star weapon, because a lot of the time they just innately have lower base attack than a 5-star weapon. So looking at my options, I'm probably gonna give her a Jade Spear, or we're gonna go with the Skyward Spine. I haven't decided quite yet, but I do feel like we're wasting the passive on this one quite a lot if we do go this. Though to be fair, I don't think we're using the passive on this one either, because we're not attacking anything. It just comes down to whether I want energy recharge or crit. Either way, maybe I should go level this up. I cannot farm it today. Okay, well, that kind of sucks. I'm gonna take this one off Sino, and if we have energy recharge issues, we can fix it later. So currently her stats are 1.2k attack, 27 crit rates because of the Jade Spear, 50 crit damage, 100 ER. Let's quickly do the talents and we'll finish off with the artifacts. So when an active character is within the field created by, I believe that's her burst, they get 15% more cryo damage. And the second one, after Shenhe uses a Spring Spirit Summoning, it increases their elemental skill and burst damage by 15%. And if you hold it, it increases their normal attack, charged attack, and plunging attack damage by 15%. So just a lot of buffing in general. In terms of her actual useful skills, I don't think I'm leveling the auto attack at all. Her E, it has a buff on it, and then the burst is cryo resistance and physical resistance shred. So the resistance shred scales on the level. So you probably want to level up both of these, maybe even equally. Let's see how high we can get it up. Okay, there we go. And now she is 188 for her talents. Her resistance shred is all the way up at 13%. And her attack bonus ratio is at 73. I think it started at 40 something, so pretty sizable increase. At max, we can probably get it up to close to 80 if you crown it, but that's a lot of resources for about a tiny little bit more damage buffing. So I might skip on that. And then finally, artifacts. This is where it gets a little tricky. So I think your best bet if you want the most attack is 2 Shimanoa, 2 Glad. I know there are a few other sets that use it, but these are probably the ones that people have the most of because you're farming Emblem and you just get Glad for existing in the game. And we're going to look for artifacts with as much attack percent and ER as possible. So just looking through my artifacts, attack percent and energy recharge. So I don't have that many Shimanawa pieces that are great here. We do have an attack goblet, which I might take, or actually this doesn't look that bad either. I feel like this could go even better. As for the circlet, I feel like maybe we should go attack. I think if we go attack with a double crit roll on the bottom, we can't go wrong. All right, so that's our 2 Shimanoa pieces sorted. Let's go have a look at our Glad. I think we start with this and we'll see what happens. And then as for this one has 4 crit rolls to attack, which is not bad. But wait, this is only to give me my maximum attack. We could look at options of giving her maximum personal damage too, but I think the main thing about Shenhe, and the best thing about her, is her buffing ability. So we're going to try to max attack first. Alright, so apparently this artifact is the one that has the most attack and ER out of all my artifacts. It has 4 ER rolls, I think. This one has 3 and an extra crit rate roll. I'm a bit torn between these two. I mean, I do already have a crit rate weapon, and we have 2 cryo units, which mean we get extra crit rate anyway. So maybe going with this might be a bit better. So we have 2.7 thousand attack. If I had her signature weapon, I'm pretty sure it's going to be close to 3. And then this is with us having not leveled her goblet or circlet yet. So let's see how these go. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of the flat HP and flat attack, but crit. Okay, beautiful. We don't need to talk about that.
Can you stop?
Come on, man. Come on. Thank you, Beta. We're just gonna... Whoop.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Okay, so on to the circlets. Really, the only stat we're looking for is energy recharge, otherwise flat attack, I guess, but... Fuck, I shouldn't have said anything. Why did I say flat attack at that exact moment? Okay, it's going into crit. Okay, flat defense is literally the worst option here. You can still redeem yourself. You have 2 more chances. Okay, some crit. That's 4 crit rolls. Maybe 1 more. Here we go. This one's already leveled. I'm not going to torture myself anymore. Let's have a look at her final stats. Okay, that is 3.5 thousand attack. I don't think I've ever seen a character with this much base attack in my life. This is without Bennett Burst. This is without Pyro Resonance. This is without anything like that. I wonder what it would be like if I had the signature weapon though. Let me have a quick look how much the base attack is on that. So I just had a look. Apparently it has 740 base attack. That's an extra 70. And it has another 16% attack percent as a substat. So I reckon if I had that, we'd probably be looking at like almost 4,000 attack total if we did have her signature, which is insane. Unfortunately, we don't, but that's okay. 3.5 is still a lot. We've got a pretty crazy crit ratio. Okay, maybe we want some more crit damage because once we add in our 15% free crit rate from Cryo Resonance, that's what, 90%? So we have 90% crit rate and 100 crit damage. That seems a little lopsided. And the energy recharge is a bit off as well, only 120. All right, let's have a look at ways we can remove some crit rate and maybe get some more ER. Especially because her burst does cost 80 energy. Okay. Okay, never mind. We ignore that for now. Or you know what? Screw it. She can just be like this. If I make everyone else on the team run a Favonius, maybe it can work. Okay, so the team that I think I want to use is probably my current Ayaka team, just so I can have a quick comparison at how much extra damage she actually ends up giving my Ayaka. So this is what I currently run, though I think the best team comp here is probably with Kokomi, because you actually get healing. In addition to that, she actually can hold Thrilling Tales, which gives you even more buffs. Though at some point you're probably getting diminishing returns from having too much attack. But for now, I want to use Xingqiu. Okay, so I quickly want to test out just exactly how much attack Shenhe can get. I forgot to do this earlier. So Shenhe, standing on this, 5.1 thousand attack. Okay, what the hell is that? That is insane. And then if I had a signature, it'd be probably closer to 6,000 because everything's multiplicative of the base attack on your weapon. And then her E is giving 73% of that to the next character that uses cryo. So Ayaka is essentially getting what? Quick math, 3.5 thousand attack on top of her normal attack. She's gonna have 5,000 attack. Am I doing my math right? You know what? I have to test that. That doesn't sound right. That sounds OP. Okay, we go E, Q. Wait.
No.
Oh wait, she hasn't applied cryo yet.
My apologies.
What? Wait, where's my attack? Hello? I'm an idiot. The damage is increased by 73% of her attack. Okay. I thought she was giving the next person 3,000 attack.
Go.
Okay, I know usually I test out the character doing commissions and seeing all that first, but I just really want to see how much extra buffing she does first before anything else. Okay, I don't know how to swirl cryo like this. I shouldn't have used my Xingqiu's E. This is a mistake.
Whirling snow.
Help.
I'm in danger.
So that was clearly a mistake. Let's put Kukomi in. Sure, why not? We're gonna apply cryo, do the swirl, and how much damage does Ayaka do? So she's doing 9,000 per slash. Okay, let's try this again, but with both Shenhe buffs. I'm not going to do Kazuha's burst, I'm not going to do Ayaka's dash, and all these other ways to get the damage up. I'm just going to see solely how much extra Shenhe gives, because I just spent 3 million more in all these resources and time farming for her. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to switch Shenhe's weapon. I think the energy recharge is just way too low, and I finally have a use for my Skyward Spine. So we got 3.5k attack, but now 150 ER. Still pretty low, but hopefully with Ayaka on the team, also generating some particles, we can get by with just that. Okay, here we go. So you apply some cryo, we swirl it, and then E, Q. And how much damage does Ayaka do now? 22,000 if it crits. Okay. Huh? Was that right? The number feels big?
That's what she said.
Huh? Maybe the first one didn't crit. Okay, I need to think about this. Can she really buff that much damage? What does she do again? She gives an attack buff. Her E gives 15% cryo damage. Also an attack percent. Okay, understood. So I guess Ayaka just gets like, what, 2,000 attack when that happens? And it increases elemental burst damage because I tapped it rather than holding it. Okay. Maybe, what?
This is a day.
That doesn't feel balanced. Okay, anyways, let's go quickly do my dailies and then get to the proper testing. Oh my god, the wings. We need to get rid of the wings. A lot of good options. But I think I might run with this. 11,000 is not bad, but the cooldown, that was for tapping it, is 11 seconds, really? That's kind of atrocious, I'm not gonna lie. What about if I hold it?
I am not.
Okay, 11,002, but the cooldown is just longer. I'm not sure I'm feeling this one. I feel like you would always want to tap. So one big thing to note here is that I can't freeze the big geovishap, but hopefully Shenhe is able to compensate for some of the damage loss. So because I can't freeze, I'm effectively losing, I think, 40 crit rate, which is kind of insane. But Shenhe should be giving me pretty sizable damage buff. And it's one of the main benefits of actually using Shenhe with Ayaka, is that even though you don't have the option to freeze, her damage buff is so high for Cryo that it just doesn't matter. So you can always run her instead. Oh, he's Hydra now. So I think we go E, we swirl it real quick, we do this. Oh, I definitely should have used Xing Chu first. So E, Q, and then now we just close. Alright, let's see what the damage looks like. We're doing 20,000 per tick, and that's when I'm missing my crits. Okay. I'm gonna try to find something I can actually crit on. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I'm not doing that much. What is a boss you can freeze? Are there any bosses you can freeze? Is it the Abyss? Is that the only way? I've never tested the Abyss, I think, for one of these videos, so this is going to be different. I guess it doesn't really make sense to test her against bosses. I guess we'll have to put them in here. And what that means is I probably should use Kokomi. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I have no idea what this is, but sure, she now has some stuff. So, now time to test this out in an area where we can actually freeze some enemies. So I think the plan is you go Shenhe, you use your E, Kazuha does all his stuff, Kokomi does one jellyfish, and then it's time for Ayaka to do her thing. So we go E, Kazuha, E, Q, put down a jellyfish. Oh, okay, probably did that the wrong way. Let's try now. Did I just miss? I think I might have just missed him, but that's okay because I feel like my Ayaka is actually doing a lot of damage still with everything else. Okay, let's test it against these guys. So when I crit, it's about 30,000. Holy shit, he's just actually bad? What the fuck? I can't do this. What the fuck? That E did 40,000 though. Is that normal? I feel like I'm waiting way too long to be able to actually do damage. Let's retry this. I think I'm using the Shenhe stuff way too late. So let's try this way. Oh, actually, wait. Sorry. What am I saying? I'm using it way too early. So let's try it like this. E, Q. And just get right in their face and burst. Okay, that looks about right. That is how I thought it would go down, but clearly it didn't because he screwed up the rotation. Okay, I think we can do the same for these guys. Ow. Okay. So I'm swirling the cryo. We put down the jellyfish so they're frozen. E. Q. Ayaka comes up. And we just nuke. Nice. Okay, that feels a lot better. Okay, so here, once again, a scenario with a bunch of enemies, and we're going to try to buff using Shenhe the correct way. So we go to do one of these. We group them all up. We want to make sure we freeze them here so they move. Shenhe does her buff. Okay. And now I could just do your thing again. Okay, that's a lot of numbers. I'm not even autoing, it's just the burst damage. So then we go Kazuha. We're going to swirl everything. Put down a quick jellyfish so we can freeze them in the spot. E. Q. E. Q. And then we're just gonna put down some more hydro. But pretty much that's the gist of it. When you have these units together, you can play a comp like this where they're not allowed to move, and you get to do a lot of damage. And not really use your brain after you finish figuring out how the combo works. Okay, so here are my closing thoughts about Shenhe after testing her for about an hour and a half now. Let's start with the pros, because there are a few things I want to talk about. So one of the pros, her design, obviously gorgeous. People really do like her design, how her abilities look, everything like that is honestly amazing. Other than that, I think her kit is pretty smooth to play. It's very simple, kind of like Rosaria, just an EQ and you're out. But what about some other things? What about her weaknesses? What about overall strength and her utility? So I think her spot in the meta is pretty niche. She can only be really used in freeze comps, ideally Ayaka, and then maybe Ganyu, Rosaria, Eula, these other units. I know Eula's physical, but she also buffs them. They're like a tier below, but pretty much she's built for Ayaka. If you don't have Ayaka and you want to mess around with some crowd comps, you probably can still pull her if you have some spare primos. As a free-to-play, it's probably not worth it because you have to spend so many primos to get Ayaka and then Shenhe and to build the both of them. Though I still think Ayaka is a really good unit. She doesn't actually need Shenhe to be great, whereas Shenhe does need a really strong cryo unit to be really useful. Another thing that I've been thinking about is that, especially with how the meta has changed with the release of Dendro, I don't think freeze is particularly the best premier option anymore. Before it used to be vaporize, you got melt, and you got freeze. These are the team comps that up and away are the best. You have things like Taser, you have things like Mono Geo, and a few other things that are okay, and like it can be decent, but those were the three best reactions. And with the release of Dendro, Aggravate, Hyper Bloom, Burgeon, these are the best now. This is just how the game is played. Doesn't mean that freeze is useless, but with a lot of units being unable to be frozen, I think they drop in priority quite a bit. Especially when the Abyss has units like the Wiener, which are really, really selective in what you can do and how to damage it. And at the same time, it can't be frozen as well. So overall then, I think I'm not sure I'm sold on Shenhe, especially after having spent 100 Australian dollars, which is like $4 US. Not actually, but it's not great. I think she's still really fun to play. I don't regret anything, but I feel like she is not for everyone, and that's just something to consider before pulling. Hopefully you guys still enjoy the video. Why is it raining now? It's getting a little bit sad. It knows the video is ending. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching the video. Hopefully, if you decide to pull for Shenhe, your pulls still go well. If you decide to skip, I hope your future pulls go well. Make sure to like, sub, and hit the bell if you haven't already, because that helps out a lot. And you can find me streaming several times a week on Twitch, and we also have a community Discord. All that's in the description below. Love you all, take care, and I'll see you bullies in the next video.